Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Jesse here with another video on Action Timing. Today we're gonna check the new limited set for Francis, but before we start, don't forget to leave a like, share and subscribe if you enjoy the content. So, good and bad news guys. As you may know already, the set fixes Francis' problem by giving her tipsy per each skill activation. That's the good news. The bad news is that you need to roll a weapon to get this effect, instead of the developers actually addressing the issue and changing the leader skill. Trust me, there's like a ton of other different effects they could have added to the weapon, but they decided to put it on the weapon, which is bad. But, anyways, if you want to play Francis, you're gonna want to have this weapon, so be sure to roll it, or at the very least buy the pack. You can get one guaranteed copy by buying the pack, so that's an option. So what does this weapon do? Gets tipsy after using a skill. The duration of intoxicate is extended by 5 seconds. Basic attacks while intoxicated had a 50% up to 100% chance to deal 300% of damage. uh, Intoxicate lasts 5 seconds, so with this, it's gonna last 10 seconds. The damage increases magnificent. The ability to get tipsy on a skill is great. So you do want this weapon. But what about the supporter? The supporter, while strong, it isn't exactly busted, nor is it necessary. You can change it for any other supporter. It is nice to have a copy of this. And as I mentioned on my previous video, this supporter doesn't do what it says. Increases damage dealt with melee attacks by 20% up to 40%. Okay, that's fine. Increases speed by 2% up to 4% for 8 seconds. Up to 2 stacks. Activates every 3 seconds. Wrong. That's not what it does. After using a skill, you get speed increase. Uh, I think that this is a mistake in the effect, in the written effect, not a glitch, because it wouldn't make that much sense for it to activate um, every 3 seconds and last 8 seconds, so that it's a permanent buff. It would say something like 5, something closer to the very end, so that you have the perma buff. That makes a little bit more sense. So it activates with a skill. Keep that in mind. Which is counterproductive for Francis, because um, she is not going to be able to keep this up once you activate Intoxicate, because Intoxicate lasts 10 seconds and this lasts 8 seconds. So you do have an advantage, and you're going to get more speed for some part of the Intoxicate effect, but not all of it. And it is possible, but very difficult, to activate a skill while intoxicated. Just perfect dodge, just so that you know. It's the kind of skill that you can activate. And maybe ish, I haven't tried it, the counter. That's another possibility, but I haven't tried. Then, it has an extra passive. When hit, there is a 20% chance, up to 40% chance, to reset the skill with the longest remaining cooldown, activates every 3 seconds. Issues here? Basically, the thing that balances this effect and doesn't make it busted is the when hit. There's a good amount of attacks in the game coming from the enemies that are going to deal multi hits, but you don't want to receive too many attacks, just so that you know. And uh, when hit is probably one of the worst conditions, activation conditions in the game. So it really balances this 40% chance to reset the skill cooldown. So don't think that you're gonna abuse it. It is possible to abuse it on specific situations, but it is niche, so keep that in mind. Lastly, we have an excellent active. I love this active. Continuously fires a pistol that deals damage equal to 210% or 420% of attack as stun attacks, and gains 5 stacks of Tipsy. As I mentioned previously, Tipsy. you can stack on top of Intoxicate. So, what you want to do is that you want to get 4 stacks of Tipsy and then activate the supporter so that you get another stack and you intoxicate, and then you gain 4 extra stacks of Tipsy and gain even more damage. It is very, very good. You can also use this, as far as I know, with other supporters and with other characters, and we're gonna test it. But you do not get intoxicated, but you do get the damage increase and defense and the healing, so it is pretty good. So yeah, if you want to use Francis, basically you want to have revolving bat. So be sure to grab it, guys. Now we're gonna start by testing this on VR because I already have the build. So I haven't played on the day other than VR, so that's why I have my max AP. So what are we using here? Phantasma, because Phantasma is great, and we're gonna do full demon, as you can see. So Phantasma with whatever weapon, 5 out of 5, plus 15, with anti what? Anti-demon Magatamas, wind effect, wind element, whatever weapon on the subslot, whatever Magatamas on the subslot, 5 out of 5, plus 13, and Crunching Fear because we want healing, Phantasmal Mirror so that we can evade because there's multiple enemies on the stage of Queen Arachne and also Queen Kanaloa, and Succubus Whisper just to increase our damage. You could go with Twister Dance, yes, of course, but I prefer to increase the damage of the whole party. This is a build that revolves around supporting the team, and that's why we use Spinel. You know, Spinel is kind of disgusting. Just having 1 cup TP of this is pretty good because you're able to increase the attack of your whole demon teammates. So it is useful, very useful. To gain some survivability, we use Gal Lilim, and lastly we use Susune to increase attack. In case you want more survivability, you can go with not her, Nagi. I should go with Lina because this is anti-demon and it is pretty effective. But how much HP does Susune have? Plus 13 is not that much of a difference, so I'll keep this one. I'll keep Lina. And yeah, that's kind of it. You can use Lina depending on the enemy. You can use Aoi, yeah, for defensive purposes as well as Sharia. You can use Major also if you're facing Machine. You can use Vacation Furfur. If there's multiple enemies, you can use Fuyutsuki, yes, of course. And also you can use Mai if you need more healing. The stats of the customs, the stats of the stat training, and now let's go with Lapis. Lapis, of course, is our healer. It is very important to have a healer like Lapis, especially on a stage like this one. There's also the option to use Oboro, but against Queen Arachne, I suggest you go with Lapis instead of Oboro, because there's the poison effect, so there's that. I'm gonna use Shikigiri, and you guessed it, I'm gonna use the combo. So, Anti-Demon, Water, and Fire Magatemes, whatever Magatemes on the subslot, whatever weapon on the subslot, both 5 out of 5, both plus 15, Piercing Dash for healing, Gem Support for healing, Mora's Boost for defense. And I think I moved something. Worshipper Lapis. Worshipper Lapis is going to be our way to increase critical rate because it's going to be very useful for Francis. Then we're going to use Nana to reduce damage. And of course, we want Ana Rose so that we can activate that Momochi weapon. In case you don't have the Momochi weapon and you don't have Ana Rose, you can substitute this with whatever you want. Arabella is a perfectly good option for this. You can go tankier with Akina. You can use Sakuya, Kirara, whatever you want. Like there's a ton of options. I could go with Onigumo if I wanted. So, anyways, that's there. Stats of the customs, stats of the stat training. Yeah, almost max out. It is Lapis, so that's why. Lastly, we have the star of the show, Francis. What is Francis going to be doing? Well, She's going to be using Revolving Bat. Obviously, it is something that you want to do. Then we're gonna use Anti-Demon Ice and Fire, whatever Magatamas on the subslot, whatever weapon on the subslot, both 5 out of 5, plus 15 and plus 13. Then Flame Flickle. This one I don't like. I would like to change, but I won't. There's the option of going with Ricochet Frenzy, Onigoroshi. I don't like Onigoroshi. Onigoroshi, while having a skill that allows you to use Tipsy on a short cooldown, is very, very useful. I don't like that it doesn't give you good incentives to use this. The HP restoration is just way too small because this doesn't deal that much damage. Increase HP. Oh no, it is not on the damage. Increases HP restoration amount of TC by 1%. That's not an incentive to use this skill. Increase direction of intoxicated. That's almost an incentive. Stuns the enemy. That's not an incentive. Well, PvP maybe, but yeah, it is not a skill we want to use. So we're using Demon Render because it's easy to activate. It has a short cooldown. It increases the damage. Flame Flickle, just cause, but you can change this for Raging Shoot then, or Ricochet, or maybe Sprint Slay. And lastly, I'm going to use Hard Catch. So yeah, I'm going to go this way. Then for supporters, of course, we use Francis, Wild West Francis. And then we use Saika, and lastly we use Misaki. Yeah, FTP is very, very strong always. So if you don't have this, you can use, of course, Core Phantasma, which is also limited. You can use Heaviko, which is also limited. But don't worry, there's still options. You can use something like Ichika or Kotone. Those are F2P options. Those are very good options. You can also use Kirara, this Kirara, character release Kirara. It is pretty good. You can use Hisui. You can use Akane. So depends on what you want to do. And if you want to commit to critical, you can go with Kaoru, which is unwise, but if you do the right strategy, maybe you can. And by the way, we have Hard Catcher. Hard Catcher is going to give us critical damage increase. That's why we use Lapis on this build. Then the stats of the costumes, the stats of the stat training, and let's do it. I was playing after the maintenance, testing this new set, which is amazing, trying to reach step 100, but I said, no, I have done enough testing, and the point of it all is just seeing how effective it is, and it is really effective. And I use the active, and I just stop controlling Francis, and a way to know when you regain control of Francis is just to walk on the opposite direction. Then you know that you regain control of Francis. Always keep the stick facing the opposite direction so that you know when you're able to use your skills again and such. Nice. There. And I become a Berserker again. And as you can see, the damage dealt by Francis is pretty good. And the healing capabilities are useful. They are not busted, they are useful. And done. And Berserker again. Yeah, Intoxicate is pretty useful when you're able to just activate it like this. And I'm gonna use... Yeah. How many stacks? I don't see how many stacks I got. I think I had 5 Tipsy on top of Intoxicate. I wasn't able to see, but try to use that combo. It is really, really useful because you further increase your damage more than she was supposed to. So yeah, the supporter is nice to have, but it isn't necessary. And it is really unfortunate, or I mean, kind of unfortunate that it's green. Why do I say that? Because there's two supporters that don't match well with a pure green build that benefit a ton from what Francis, Wild West Francis is offering. And those are Melt and Kana. Where is Kana? Do you see Kana, guys? I don't see Kana. And Kana, yeah. These two supporters are excellent for characters who buff themselves. And as you can see, she can buff herself. In fact, you could do this even more disgusting if you pair it with a character that has a leader skill that buffs, like Spinel, which is a demon, so it pairs well for a pure demon strategy. So yeah, we could actually go, let's say, Oboro Spinel and Francis for a hyper damage strategy, and yeah, it would be effective. I can tell you that. So now, let's test first of all the other builds for Francis in Arena. This was green, as you can see, but let's go with a different color. Let's go, not this green. Let's go red. Let's go red. So obviously we're gonna use the weapon. That's no debate. You do want to use the weapon. I am using um, water Magatemes, which are going to give me a speed buff, and whatever Magatemes on the sub slot, whatever weapon. So yeah, I have ranging shooting, which I don't like that much, but it's kind of the best thing that I got because the utility on a stun is not that great. On a single stun, because this is a single target skill. Wailing Whip, not my favorite among all the three pure color skills. This is the one I like the least. It is not useless, it is just not as impressive as the others. That's the thing. And we're using Ricochet Frenzy because we're gonna receive hits. So, for supporters, we have Evil Bodyguard Momochi card. Evil Bodyguard Momochi Nagi. As an assist type character, we get the benefit of putting this on the main and giving us extra damage, and we also have damage reduction and a speed increase. This is easy to abuse thanks to the counter. Usually it would be difficult for, I mean, it's possible, but difficult for Francis to use this, but just one counter is more than enough to activate the max stack speed buff. And we also use Melt because, as I mentioned, we can get free stacks of a buff just by using our skills. So we get speed increase, and we also get the leader skill, and we're also using Fuyutsuki, which also give us a buff. So yeah, suddenly Melt doesn't seem that bad, right? I mean, yeah, you can use other options that give you immediate damage, but the idea is that we give space to this kind of supporters, give an opportunity and let them shine. So the customs are the same, the stat training is the same. So let's do it. Last time that I tried this, I almost died because of the HP recovery issue. As you can see, I don't have HP recovery skills, so I need to be very quick. And I have to optimize my uses of potions. But on the other hand, I do have HP recovery thanks to oh god, there, speed increase, thanks to Tipsy. And there we go. And we destroy them. Raging shooting. And you see those combos that give me speed. Honestly, speed is probably one of Francis' main issues. So getting any way, any form of a speed increase is really, really useful for Francis. Look at the damage, guys. Look how I just destroyed Edwin. Very, very nice. Okay, I just need to use the active too. I need to use any source of damage. I want those healings, yeah. Nice, nice, nice. And no. Okay, well, yeah, I managed to kill a Boro. Nice. And may I? Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Yeah. Nice. So as you can see, this specific build has troubles with HP recovery, but I managed. I mean, blue is the easiest one, and we know it's one of the strongest one, particularly because of the fact that the blue skill is going to give you damage increase. So grenade gives damage increase. That's what's really, really useful. And we also have demon render with HP recovery. Lastly, I use this just for the speed increase. It's not that bad to use this. So what about the supporters? For supporters, I have Kirara, which can easily be substituted for whatever you want, like demon supporters and other kind of supporters are pretty useful. We have the big three, of course. You can use the big three. Since she's a demon, you can use a Heaviko. You can use Micah if you have. No, not this one. No, you cannot use Micah. You cannot use Micah. Not alone, at least. And then let's see who else. You can use Sakuya as filler. You can use Kana. Yeah, you can use Kana actually. You can use Sakura's filler, Akina's filler. You can use Arabella in case you're facing a boss. You can use White. You can use Kowaru. Kowaru is not a bad option because it enhances basics and, intoxicate those basics. So it is a viable option. You can use Sayaneo. You can use Kurenai. I mean, you can, but then try not to use the HP recovery skill if you're gonna do that. And also, you can use Lapis. Lapis is a great option for Francis. Trust me, it is. Also, Anna Rose I have over here, and the best one, obviously, Felicia. Felicia is one of the best supporters because it gives an insane amount of damage, and on top of that, it also gives damage reduction when you heal, and obviously, she's going to heal. So, I already showed you the skills, the supporters, and let's go. Wait. What's this? What's this? This is not right. This is not right. So, just a slight change. Water crit damage, water crit damage, water crit damage, and water crit damage. There we go. Excellent. So yeah, we need this. Wait a moment, guys. I'm gonna save it because it's not possible that this is not saved. So yeah, it is the blue one is just the easiest. The green is also pretty strong because you know that green is a strong color. It has lost its viability, but it's recovering part of its viability thanks to all the generic damage increase that we're receiving. Like Nanao, and who else? Also, what's the name of the Saika, and now Francis. As I mentioned, um, it's getting back into the game. Green used to be the best. Now, for a while, it wasn't after the arrival of VR, but now it's back in, and it is strong as always. And I just heal. And let me check the command. It's hold during attack. That's why I'm not doing it. And then I just go Berserker and deal as much damage as I can. And you can see it's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage! I just attack and then I destroy everything. And then I counter. And I heal. And I counter again. And then I have super armor and I just destroy everything. Yeah, and I don't even need to heal. You see guys? This is disgustingly good. And let's do a slight change. Let's see. If I'm not mistaken, blue is one of the best. So, let me check the cooldowns. 12, 8. So, Onigoroshi increases a little bit its value because you get a stack by using a skill and an extra stack because this is Onigoroshi. So that's really good. But as I mentioned, the utility on Onigoroshi is just not good enough to justify using this. Like, if enemies got confused around Francis, if, I don't know, enemies get slowed or something, I would consider using this, but look at these effects, guys. That's why I don't. The only value it provides is giving you a stack of Tipsy, and now it provides value on top of that other Tipsy because you get one for the weapon. And there you go. It is really easy. Just two skills and you already have the intoxicate. So that's kinda useful. Kinda. I mean, if you want to use it that way, it's fine. And then I just do it. And with the extended duration, that's appreciated. As you can see, it is really easy to just eradicate any enemies. I do this and I do no, I do this and I go berserk. And the extended duration is just enough for me to clear everything. So yeah, honestly, blue is probably the best color to try Onigoroshi. Let me know in the comments if you like other combinations of Onigoroshi. Is this Onigoroshi? That's the name of the skill. I forget because I never use it. And I haven't used Francis since her release, since I tested her, because she was wacky. You know it. Yeah, Onigoroshi. Yeah. Now. We have seen how effective this can be. Let's go with other characters. So, number one, we have a big limitation. You can only use melee characters for what we're gonna do here. So, let me think of a character that is actually pretty useful on green and doing melee. Let's see. Ariel. Yeah, that's fine. So, Takeover, Shadowless, Moon Assault just for healing. Ooh, this is a deadly combo. Takeover, just the chance of of reducing the cooldown of Takeover is disgustingly good because Takeover is just too strong. We can change this. I mean, you could use both, but since this it says when using a skill, reduce the cooldown of the skill by 30%, you might think that this synergizes with Francis, but I would say that it doesn't. It can, but it also has the chance to consume particles. Then you have just a couple seconds, and then you activate Francis, and it's like, so I lost Francis and I consume my particles. So I wouldn't recommend combining both of these. Instead, um, let me check. I do I want to use this on the main? Yeah, because I want to test Tipsy. Yeah. Um, we can go with something simple like Kawaru. Okay. Stats of the customs, stats of the stat training, the weapons 5 out of 5 plus 15 plus 13, uh, Magatemas, whatever Magatemas with what are critical damage, all of them. So, yeah. So, let's have fun with this. The speed increase is going to be very appreciated. I do this, and I just destroy everything. Yeah, pretty nice, pretty nice. So, as I mentioned, it is not a bad supporter. It's just not the most busted thing in the world. Oh my god, no! My skill got interrupted, no! Kaput. Ah, Edwin escaped. Well, whatever. That was very, very close. You see, I did double takeover. I did double takeover. So, yeah, Psyche is probably one of the best characters to use this supporter. Because of that extremely long duration, the cooldown on takeover, which you can just simply ignore by getting a couple hits and then just reducing the cooldown. Pep, no attacking. And destroyed. I wanted to use the ult, but I won't. I just take over and then... Nice. You see how I just destroyed Edwin with one combo? Yeah. That's what we do with this, with Ariel. Ariel is just that good. Ingrid, where are you going? No. And let's go Tipsy. That damage increase. I mean, it is healing and damage increase and defense increase. It is pretty useful to get those stacks of Tipsy because it's 25 if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Yeah, 5% per stack, so it's 25% defense and damage increase. It is great. You definitely want to use this. So Psyche is one of the best options for this, no doubt about it. Because of the long cooldown of his super OP skill and the fact that she's pure melee. With mixed attackers, you're gonna have a little bit more trouble. Let's go with, yeah, why not? Wait just a moment. Just checking, just checking. Well, I guess this is the best one. So, again, we're using her on the main. It is not necessary, but honestly, the active is really, really strong, and the extra passive is also pretty decent. Not the strongest thing in the world, but very decent. Um, then we use Kaoru, and lastly, what do we want? Which is the best damage increase that we can get? 40%, 32 plus crit, uh, 30, 40, and not all the time. So I guess I'll just go with this. Yeah, it is just pretty generic, so that's why what I'm gonna do. But go with whatever you can and want. Like there's options, like these two, they are super super great. So Crescent Slash, of course, Evil Flare. Evil Flare I like no matter the color, just because of the damage it provides. But we can go with Heartless. Why does it stun? I prefer critical effects because these are the best damaging skills in my opinion. Piercing Dash, yeah, it's also pretty good and pretty useful. So yeah, we're using those. This. The weapon, we're gonna use Ad Hoc. Ad Hoc is very, very good for the green build. And this one, 3 out of 5 plus 13, 5 out of 5 plus 15, critical Megatamas. And let's do it. So this is gonna be extremely easy. I just delete everything and yeah. Dash attack to gain damage, and then we just delete everything. Yeah, like a minion and a half damage. It is just disgustingly good. And the speed increase pairs very well with what we're doing here. Increase speed, it is like average. It is not too fast, not too slow. It is slow if you don't have a basic enhancer, and it is slow with the AoE basic enhancer. It used to be faster. I'll never forget Gremory for that. Okay, I have to wait. I have to wait. I go like this. And then nice, nice. Yeah, it is not as disgustingly good as Saika, of course, because Ariel is just that strong. But we can do it, we can manage. And now it's a good moment to just gain an attack buff. Reposition, reposition, reposition. Ah! Yeah, nice. Yeah, I just wanted to get someone with Crescent Slash while I had the buff, the tipsy buff. Yeah, as you can see, it gives a ton of damage, it recovers your HP, it's just the whole package, it is great. And I do this, and I stun. And kaput. They're done. Yeah, definitely good. But honestly, there's better characters. Like, one of the best options, no doubt about it, is no, not Asuka, Saika. Saika is really, really good. If I have to guess, could be used, but green isn't her strongest because it doesn't have the utility. It's more of a damage dealing set. Probably good with Sue, but the one that I want to test is actually this one because of how fast she is. So let's see. This is melee. This doesn't matter. Oh, power release. You have to decide if you want to go with basics. Go with power release and time and art. But you also need the restoration smoke. But shadow blink, these skills: shattering blow, shadow blink, timing in art, power release, and restoration smoke. You can use whichever combination you feel comfortable with of those. No, not shadow blink. Sorry. Thunderclap, not shadow blink. Thunderclap, because it is just amazing. But I'll go with this because I like balance and I like not being interrupted. So obviously we put one more time Francis, and we go with crit. So we do this, and since I don't have my weapons maxed out, I'll use this. Oops, I forgot. Uh, I'll do this. So 5 out of 5 plus 13, 5 out of 5 plus 13, critical Megatemes, whatever Megatemes. We go with Shattering along with Restoration and Power Release. Then we use Francis with Kowaru. And since we're using an SR, let's go with Suruga. Just so that we can create a lot. Stats of the stat training, stats of the custom, and let's test it. Yeah, the speed increase on a character which is already fast is pretty good. I do this and I forgot the commands. Hold during normal attacks and immediately and double. Okay. Yeah, look at that. Hold during normal attack. Wow, the damage. Oof. Oof. God, I didn't see that how much it was, but it was a big number. God. Power release. And restoration smoke. And we keep that speed buff. Wow, disgusting. God, disgusting. I just two-hit Edwin, God. And it was just one skill. Well, I did a couple basic, but God. That was strong. And let's do this and... And let's... Come on. Why are you not using the skill? The buff is already out. Well, I don't actually need it. Just the damage increase from the main effect of the support is good enough. Yeah, God, is that strong. Yeah, when she crits, God, I wish that whatever limited set or renewal weapon they give to Natsu allows her to just crit Shattering Blow on VR. Or crit like everything. Please, Gremory, let me crit on VR with Natsu. It seems very, very fun. Well, anyways. So that's about it, guys. What do you think about Francis? Do you like her limited set? Do you not? I mean, overall, it is pretty strong. I won't deny. The supporter, as I mentioned, it is somewhere around Kirara. The utility it has, it is very good. I said that it was a little bit below Kirara, maybe it's a little bit above Kirara. I'm still not convinced, but it is definitely strong, that's for sure. The weapon, on the other hand, is what you want to use. It's the main appeal of the banner. Do get this weapon and do get, well, I recommend getting as many copies as you can, because only if you can hit pity, because it is going to be very useful, and you'll probably use Demonite if you decide to just buy the pack, because you want to play with Francis and you want to use her a lot, right? So yeah, it's definitely worth it. But let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know in the comments if there are other builds or other combos you use with this weapon, because as I mentioned, it opens a new realm of builds that you can do with Francis. Well, that's about it for today. I hope you find this useful, and I'll be seeing you next time. Bye!